On 22nd April, the world observed Earth Day, an annual event to show our support for our environment and our planet. The official theme for this year's Earth Day was Invest in Our Planet. It was John McConnell, a peace activist who first proposed a day to observe Earth Day in 1969. In an interview in 1987, McConnell says there is talk that we may have indeed reached a point of no return. But that's assuming man is incapable of making changes rapidly enough.
Now I have heard of scientists, at least I'm trying to remember if one specifically has said this to me, but anyway, there is talk that we may have already reached the point of no return. But that's assuming that man is incapable of making changes rapidly enough. I think with our modern technology, and especially in communications, that we might, in a matter of a few weeks, months, or years, just turn completely around from Earth kill to Earth care, and start functioning as trustees and caretakers of a fabulous planet.
Those words exactly sum up the spirit of Earth Day. Though this year's Earth Day theme is Invest in Our Planet, the underlying recurring theme this year is for all people to act as one, to act boldly, innovate broadly, and implement equitably. It's going to take all of us to bring about change. This month, the UN named the celebrated wildlife filmmaker and zoologist David Attenborough the champion of the earth. The theme of oneness has been echoed by Attenborough, who has said that the world must get together. We are living in a new era in which nationalism is simply not enough. We must feel that we are all citizens of this one planet.
The world has to get together. We are living in a new era in which nationalism is simply not enough. Nationalism we must wave goodbye to it. We must feel that we are all citizens of this one planet, because unless we do, we won't solve the problems.
Today, the world faces a triple planetary crisis. Climate disruption, nature and biodiversity loss, and pollution and waste are our biggest problems. Our planet is getting warmer by the day. We are amidst a global health crisis. Severe storms, floods, heat waves, and melting of glaciers are accelerating year after year. Our oceans are under severe stress. Our sea levels are rising. Our forests are receding. And our air quality levels are worsening by the day. We are in the midst of a climate catastrophe. What the world today needs to combat the climate crisis is unified action. The UN Secretary General says, just like David Attenborough and Earth Day founder John McConnell, that we must act as one.
Today, the Earth is facing a triple planetary crisis: climate disruption, nature and biodiversity loss, pollution and waste. The triple crisis is threatening the well-being and survival of millions of people around the world. The building blocks of happy, healthy lives, clean water, fresh air, a stable and predictable climate are in disarray, putting the Sustainable Development Goals in jeopardy. But there is still hope. 50 years ago, the world came together for the Stockholm Conference. It was the start of the global environmental movement. Since then, we have seen what is possible when we act as one.
To limit the damage we have caused to the planet, we must limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees. If this has to be achieved, governments across the world must cut emission by 45% by 2030 at least, and we must achieve the goals of carbon neutrality by 2050. In June, international leaders will once again gather in Sweden for the Stockholm Plus 50 conference to discuss how to achieve a sustainable and inclusive future for all. During this conference, it is expected that the world leaders and international bodies together will try to build a climate action roadmap for the next 50 years. This kind of an aggressive climate action is in every nation's interest, especially India's, as India is 7th on the list of countries affected by climate change according to the Global Climate Risk Index. There is no doubt that we are facing a climate emergency. To combat the climate crisis, we must treat every day as Earth Day. And remember that the Earth does not belong to humans. Humans belong to the Earth.